What is going on, guys, and welcome to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. Right now, the Game Changers are at Capital Games in Sacramento. And soon, all of us will learn the heroic, fantastic character that's going to be released. The suspense is killing me! I can't wait. I will let you know when I find out. I'm more excited for this game than I ever have been. We're going to start doing a series reviewing each faction, how viable they are early game, mid game, late game, and if you should farm them. They're great free-to-play players. Are they going to get reworks, etc.? First things first, if any of you can tell me who the Jedi is in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, you will get a shout-out in the next video. Leave it in the comment below. Here we go. Jedi Faction. We're going to start with Ezra Bridger. Ezra Bridger is one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars universe, not just this game. Up there with Revan and Thrawn, and in Season 4 of Rebels, which is happening now, his story's going to come to an end in 2 weeks. I'm going to cry. I am. I don't know what's going to happen. I wish we could have more of Ezra Bridger, but in this game, he hits like a truck. He's fantastic. His push through. Ezra gains 10% offense at the end of his turn. The effect can stack up to 40%. This bonus is reset when Ezra is defeated. Man, he can gain his offense up? That's just fantastic, man. Watch and learn. Target ally attacks and then Ezra assists them, dealing 20% more damage. Both attackers gain a bonus effect based on the chosen ally's roll. Attacker 100% crit for this attack. Tank protection up 40% for 2 turns. Support 40% turn meter gain. Let me tell you, if you have Raid Han and you use this with Raid Han and Ezra can hit twice, you could take a character down right like that. Palpatine, goodbye. Okay? Then, Flourish. This is a Zeta ability. And some people will say, well, don't Zeta him. Why would you Zeta him? You know why? Because I like to have fun. It's fun. I like this character, and I did it because I wanted to, and sometimes that's all that matters. His non-Zeta states this: deal physical damage to target enemy and dispel all buffs on them. If the enemy had no buffs, this attack's cooldown is reduced by 1, and Ezra gains 50% turn meter instead. If you Zeta him, I will move my head to the right, plus 50% damage, plus 25% turn meter, and you gain defense up for 2 turns. It's more damage, more turn meter. I love him. This character, plus his rushing strike, which deal physical damage to target enemy with a 40% chance to attack again. If Ezra has no debuffs, the chance is doubled. You can find him in Cantina 2B. Let me tell you, if you're a beginning free-to-game player, don't walk. Run, sprint, jump, dive, whatever you need to do to get this character. He is fantastic. You will not regret it. I can promise you that. He hits like a truck, like I said, and he is viable early game to late game. Get this character. You will not regret it. He also can do very well in the Phoenix faction. Next, Ezra Bridger gets an A, by the way, in my grading scale. Next is Barriss Offee, a very niche player because she's only used for one thing, and that's her Zeta unique ability, Swift Recovery. At the end of each of her turns, Barriss dispels all debuffs for the debuffed ally with the lowest health and gains 10% turn meter effect removed. But this is it. Whenever an ally is critically hit, that ally recovers 20% of their max health and Barriss gains 10% turn meter. This effect is disabled when Barriss is defeated. She can make your team a defensive juggernaut, especially with a Kenobi lead. But we're not there yet. She's been nerfed a little bit with the addition of Jedi Training Rey, who can grant heal ability, or heal non-healing. But let me tell you, she is a great character, great early game character. She can help you in all phases of the game. You can find her get her in the 6A Cantina. Don't waste your energy on those other things. That's more important. Get her and Zeta her if you would like. She is a B+ character in my book. Used to be an A. Next, Qui-Gon Jinn. I love this character in the Star Wars universe. He's fantastic. He knows more about the Force. He was the first than anybody. He's the first Jedi to be able to become a first ghost in the Nolan trilogy. And his leader ability is the first leadership ability in the game I would have you do if you're a free-to-play player. He can help you in so many phases of the game. Jedi allies have plus 30% speed, gain offense equal to 3 times their speed, and gain foresight up for 2 turns at the start of each encounter and whenever an enemy unit is defeated. Speed, offense, foresight, what more do you want? as a Jedi leader, and he'll only get better with the reworks of Jedis. Get him. He's going to be an A in my book. First player I Zetaed, and the first player I would tell you guys to Zeta as well. Now, he gets an A, like I said, Old Ben Kenobi. He is crucial right away because, by the way, I'm sorry about this, Qui-Gon can be found in the Cantina Battle store. Old Ben Kenobi is fantastic because of this. First, you need him to get Commander Luke Skywalker, so get him. Second of all, his mind tricks can put debuffs and ability block on the whole enemy team. He can tank, but it has to be a physical tank, not an auto taunt. And if you strike me down, this ability is wonderful. Whenever another Jedi or Rebel ally takes damage, Old Ben gains 3% turn meter. The first time Old Ben is defeated, all allies gain offense up and speed up for 2 turns and recover 30% health and 30% protection. It's a minor or mini Illuminated Destiny like BB-8 has. Good character. You can find him in Guild Store at times, but Cantina Battle, 2F, him and Ezra, go get him. Run, don't walk. He gets a B+ in my book. Next, Ahsoka Tano. If you like the character of Ahsoka in the Clone Wars, which I did, go get her. She's not an awful Jedi. She can hit pretty hard. Her protective maneuvers can grant health back to you and your team, and her energetic slash can do a decent amount of damage and give herself some health back. Her ship is pretty good early game. You know what? And this is where if you like the character and want to have fun, put her in your lineup. She's not a character that is going to absolutely murder your lineup, that you're going to say, okay, if I put her in, I'm an automatic loss. And this is Ahsoka Tano, the Jedi, not the Fulcrum Ahsoka. Remember that. I give her a B in my character book. Next, General Kenobi. Not only is General Kenobi the best Jedi in the game, he's the best character in the game overall. But he is only found in the HAAT heroic raid, and you need to be in a very good guild to be able to get him. Here's what makes him so great. Not only can he cleanse and give them the opposite buffs, not only can he grant foresight, but he can also have a mass attack where it calls everybody with buffs in. And then, to top it off, he has great health and protection. He is used in every team in Arena right now. And this is where I would really like, maybe the new Sith character coming out will be this way. I want a dark side tank that is just as powerful as he is. Because right now, a lot of the top of the arena, including me, are using dark side teams and then General Kenobi. He's not dark side. So it's, 4 great characters and then General Kenobi. He's in almost every team. I want some diversity. I want some creativity. I still want him to be great, but give me some more options. Fantastic character. If you can get in a guild that can do the hat, excellent. A+ in my book. Kanan Jarrus, very underrated Jedi. Here's why. Clear mind. Kanan has 70% chance and recovers 25% health whenever he suffers a debuff. Night Sisters, hello. And he can also share this with the Phoenix allies. When they grant debuffs, they're going to keep gaining health back. It's going to be hard for that plague to stick. He works very well with Phoenix, but let me tell you, I think he works very well with Jedi as well. He's able to taunt, he's able to cleanse, and he is able to recover his health back. And he's also able to do a decent amount of damage. He's not fantastic, but I would definitely have him in your team if you can get him. You can find him in Squad Arena Store. That's where I would get him. Great character, great with Phoenix. And unfortunately, in Star Wars Rebels, he died last night, and it broke my heart. Hope that wasn't a spoiler for anybody. Jedi Knight Anakin. We are on to the next. You know what? For being Anakin Skywalker, supposedly the strongest Force user in the galaxy, you would think he would be a little bit more powerful. His leadership ability is decent. Jedi and clone allies gain 30% offense and 20% critical damage. Other allies gain half that amount. Whenever an ally is evaded, they gain advantage for 2 turns. That's decent early game. I'd still go with Qui-Gon. His Reckless Assault can do some AoE damage and grant offense up to your team, depending on how many crits he gets. And his Death Blade work can do a decent amount of damage, and it can put healing immunity on the other person. His Righteous Fury is decent. Whenever another ally falls below 50% health or is defeated, Anakin gains 100% turn meter, and his next attack deals 75% more damage. And you can find him in also a Cantina Battle. I would get him. Early, mid-game, he can do some pretty good damage, and I think he's going to get a rework and become even better in the future. He gets about a B in my book. Next, we have Luminara Unduli. I'm really not going to say much with her. The reason you should get her early game is because of her ability to heal. You can get her early. You can get her in the Galactic War Store, and she can be and her Force Blast will give ability block to an opposing enemy. And, it does a little bit of damage, but she is the healer. I'd give her about a C+. She's a good early game healer, and one of the only ones available, by the way. Next, Jedi Counselor. One of the first characters you get. He's valuable early in the game because he can heal. Next, when I first started this game a year and a half ago, I thought, Mace Windu has to be the most powerful character in the game. He beat Darth Sidious in a lightsaber battle. I mean, he's considered to be the best lightsaber duelist of all time with Vapid, and he is the worst player in this game. He gets an F-. Here's why. The only thing it says he's a tank. He can't take a hit either. He's definitely in a tank. He can dispel buffs from an opposing enemy, and one of the allies might get exposed. But you know what? It's nothing special. I do not farm him. Do not do what I did. He will get a rework someday, I hope, and he will be fantastic. Trust me, believe me, but don't farm him. He's available in the squad arena also. Next, we have Plo Koon, another character I love from the Clone Wars. Fantastic character, fantastic writing about the character, and he's just not, he's a tank and he can't take hits. He doesn't do anything spectacular in the game. Don't go after him. Not something you should waste your time on unless you like him. You can find him in the Cantina battles as well. If you just enjoy the character, farm him. That's what the game is about, having fun. Next, Grandmaster Yoda. This character to get him, you need to do an event. And that is, you need to have all Jedi, like 5 to 7 stars, or 5 of them at least, and you can go through the event to get Grandmaster Yoda. For an event character and being Grandmaster Yoda, you would think he'd be much more powerful than he is. Yes, he can give tenacity up and cleanse and give the opposite buffs. He can do a mass attack. He can do a stun every once in a while. And he can give himself foresight. But you know what? No, he is not a person I would say is in the top echelons of the game. I love him. He's Grandmaster Yoda. But Hermit Yoda, which we will get to later, that's a different story. Grandmaster Yoda gets a C+. Just because he's Grandmaster Yoda. He could actually be lower. Jedi Knight Guardian, I don't even need to go over any of that. Just stay away from her. Run, cover your ears, and scream if you are thinking about unlocking Jedi Knight Guardian and getting him from the Cantina store. Just stay away. Ayla Sakura, she is an excellent character. She's one of the only Jedi that can counter. She's similar to Count Dooku from the dark side. She can counter, she can stun, she can do some pretty good damage. She gets a B in my book. She could definitely be on your Jedi squad. You can find her in Cantina Battle 5B. Seriously, she's an excellent player in this game, and I think she's only going to get better when Jedi get reworks. Next, Kit Fisto. His Clone Wars storyline was fantastic. He fought Grievous, and then in Revenge of the Sith, he was killed in like one swipe by Sidious. But you know what? He's not fantastic in this game. For an attacker, he doesn't hit hard. He can do a mass attack and grant potency up, but it doesn't do any damage. You know what? Unless you like him as a character, I give him about a D in my book, and you can find him in Cantina battles as well. He's just nothing special. Eth Koth. I don't know why he's in the game. Coruscant Underworld Police, POW, and Mob Enforcer would kick him around. Besides the fact that in the Clone Wars TV series, he was captured by Grievous, tortured, and had to be rescued by Anakin, Adgalia, and ObiWan Kenobi. I mean, I'm just going to read the first thing in Breaching Strike. Deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict defense down for 2 turns if the target is a droid? What? Stay away from him. You can find him in the Squad Arena store, but oh man, he's up there with Mace Windu for awful character. I'ma gun die. He appeared for 20 minutes in the Star Wars universe in an episode I think called Supply Lines of the Clone Wars. He sacrificed himself to save the Twi'lek people, and let me tell you, he is a good character in this game, and I like him. His Sunder ability Deal physical damage to target enemy with a 50% chance to inflict defense down for 2 turns. If the target is a droid, this attack deals 100% more damage and has a 100% chance to inflict defense down. Defense down? Come on, guys. Give me something better than that. That's like the worst buff in the game. Rebuke. Deal physical damage to a target enemy and grant all allies defense up for 3 turns. Then we have Jedi Strategist. All allies gain 30% defense, and Jedi allies gain 35% counter chance and 25% counter damage. If you don't have Qui-Gon Jinn, this is a good leadership ability. He's going to get a B overall in my book. His last stand states that I'm a Gundai recovers 15% of his max health each turn for 3 turns whenever he suffers a critical hit. Good character, B in my book. You can find him in 7E Cantina Battles. And last but not least, Hermit Yoda. This is a end game character. You need a good guild that can do the light side territory battles. Here's the basic. I'm not going to go over him very much because he's hard to get and he's an advanced player. He is a player. He doesn't do any attacks, but he boosts your team. Masters training, healing. He's a very good support character, one of the best in the game, but he's not used a lot because nobody has him yet. So, if I were to build a Jedi team right now, it would be Qui-Gon Jinn, Barriss Zeta, both of those 2 Zeta'd, Ezra Bridger with a Zeta, in my opinion, but you could just use Ezra by himself without the Zeta. ObiWan Kenobi as a tank. I'm going to throw General Kenobi out of this situation right now because he's an endgame character. Ayla Sakura. So, Ayla, you get a counter, you get an attack, you can potentially get a stun. ObiWan Kenobi can be your tank. Barriss can do the critical hit immunity. Qui-Gon can give some good attack and some bonuses. Ezra can hit like a truck. You could switch out Barriss Offie if you want. If you want to put in another attacker like Jedi Knight Anakin, that'd be fine. Overall, I'm going to give the Jedi about a C+ right now. I think they are only going to get better. They are only going to go up in their rankings because they are going to get reworked. Good beginning game team. Get them. They can help you with their campaign levels, as I like to call them. That's the Jedi overview, my friends. I can't thank you enough for watching this. Please like, please subscribe. Be ready for the next one. Peace out.